Alright, I picked the right one. Greetings all, Shardvixen here. I'm with Ashenda and Fighter, and we're playing Palworld. Palworld, I want to be your pal. Will you be my pal? Okay, so. Let's see. There's an emote today. Oh, it's summertime. Summertime brings him out like you wouldn't believe. Where's the light, no fire? That's what I want. Well, so that one will definitely that has to be played with a team. So I have to find out it's going to be cross. Like if he's just going to it's going to take them forever to do the cross play, like it did for No Man's Sky. Because if it isn't, then I'll have to buy that as a PC game so I can play it with somebody. Because otherwise, I won't have anybody play it on. I don't have anybody really. And if anybody wants to step forward and say that's not true, I don't have anybody on the PlayStation and or the Xbox to play with. Well, I'm sure it's going to be PC first. You want to make bets? Because No Man's Sky came out on PC. Yeah, but it was on PC first. And it was like this. The PC would get the updates before, and still that way. PC gets updates first, and then it trickles down to... And then they're pretty quick at it. I'm not going to say they're not, but again, that is their norm for it. And it wasn't on the Xbox until a while. It was a while before they went on Xbox. I'm doing my shoutouts and then I'll be ready to play. Yeah, I see mine around. I have to go in and fix Nightbot. There's something weird going on with that. I don't know if they just stopped updating it or what they're doing with it, but it doesn't work very well lately. So keeps the dashboard keeps showing me old stuff that I took off a long time ago. And then won't let me add anything. Hey, Feely. Yeah, so I'm like, what is going on with that? So it keeps telling me everybody I have a TikTok, and I took that off, and I don't have a TikTok anymore. So. Oh, cool. Because I have a whole bunch of, like, I can just put Ashenda's name in it. It will pop up that she's her 2 channels that are doing. But then the other day I went to do, like, Richard Huntington, and it was like, nah, that's not there. And I'm like, what the hell? So I went in and looked, and true, wasn't there. Then I went and looked 2 days later, and it was there. So it was like, I don't understand what's going on with you. But, okay, sure. If you guys ever, have time, I know how it is as a streamer, but if you ever have time to go see There's Pixel Perfect Gift Phonics. She makes old games on her Twitch streams. She does pixel games. She is deaf though, or hard of hearing. So she always advises you to bring your own music or be doing something else that you can just kind of watch her on the same time. But yeah, she makes, and they remind me of the games like the early, like Chips game. There's that Chip game that was you push blocks around, and then they look like really early Square Enix games, the real early ones. Yeah, and sometimes she plays games too, but they're going to be really old retro games that she plays. So I always try to give her a shout out when I know. Like today's project, making GV style game. So she does software and game development. Yeah. And you can play it. So if you contact her, she only has 153, but if you contact her, she has games on itch.io, and then if you like go to her Discord or whatever and tell her you're interested, she will actually give you a connection to all her games she's made. So this is pretty cool. But she likes the old style retro stuff, so I can't play it. I told her that, and that's not my thing. But I'll watch her and support her and tell other people about it. Yeah. Well, because it's an art form, and I like to promote people that are doing art when I can. You know, because I'm sure they're all doing other things in life, but I'm sure that's a thing. All us artists. There's a few of us who are artists. Just that's our living. I've met some. I tell you, they are a quirky bunch. A quirky bunch. Yeah, they're a little more quirky. Oh, boy, you guys have been busy. Yeah, busy. I come back and they've been making huge storage things and. What do you do on your days? Okay, I'm going to say no. To protect myself, I'm going to say no. No, you should not be. Okay, see. I know. That makes it even worse. If you watch me play a game, in 3 hours, I maybe do 2 things. I'm pretty sure anybody watching me is going, I hate to be her. What is she doing? Because I'll run around circles forever going, Like when I do Planet Crafter with my son, he gets 7 things done to my 1 thing. Okay, she's downplaying herself, people. She's downplaying herself, okay? Look, I mean, here's this, how much iron do you need to make the storage thingies? Just out of curiosity. I haven't even seen the inside of these. They ain't much expensive. Oh, I still have to go to town. I'll be back. I gotta go find a town to go to turn in my bounty thing. Are they invading here, or are they invading out the other one? I don't care. Again, have you ever watched me play this game? I am constantly tearing stuff down and rebuilding places. Or watch me play Planet Crafter. Oh my gosh. So, I think Fighter would really like that game. And, do you have a birthday coming up, Fighter? Because I'd really like to buy you it as a birthday present. How about an unbirthday party? Unbirthday. thing. I will buy you it for your unbirthday. I know I don't have to. I don't have to do a lot of things. I do. It'd be a nice thing. I have bought other people things. Ashenda. We won't say. There's no reason I can't buy you something. That's good. Because you have to. So gifts are this really weird thing. We did a whole thing one time on one of my streams about gifts. Because there's a huge psychological thing about gifts. So in family, you have set rules. In your community, you have set rules. In your state, you have set, there's nationally wise, there's these rules to gift giving. And then the world as a whole have these different ideas about how gifts are spread out. And I tell people all the time, sure, you can give me a gift. I don't feel bad about it. Give me a gift. But if you're a person that expects a return gift, then you need to let me know that before you get me a gift, because then I'm probably going to say, no, I don't want to don't give me a gift. Because I don't feel that there should be well, not even that, just almost like an obligation. Like, there shouldn't be an obligation to a gift. A gift should be something you give somebody because you like that person, or you think that person can use it. Or maybe you just think, like in Fighter, I think he'd really enjoy that game, and maybe he's got other games that he'd be more interested in paying for. And there's nothing wrong with that, So my whole I had to learn to become that way, though. Because as a child, it was pushed on me that if you got a gift, you had to give a gift back. And there were a lot of people that were very horrid to me as a child who would, give me gifts with the anticipation that I had somehow to give them a gift, or would say I had, you're coming to my birthday party, you have, I'll only invite you based on what you're going to give me. I think my son said that once to somebody. He's all like, Mom, I'm only inviting people so they get me gifts. I said, then we're not having a birthday party. I'll just give you the money for the gifts. He's like, oh. I said, it's not that you should have a birthday party, and if people bring gifts, they bring gifts, and they don't. And then after that, he was always that way. He would just like, yeah, you get me a gift, yeah. Because I taught him that if you want something, you should get it yourself. If you can't get it yourself, then ask for help. But don't wait around for it to be gifted to you, because then you'll feel bad when it's not, right? What's going on with my little critters? Oh, weird. They were all blank. It was clear. And then when I pushed the buttons, they showed up. Interesting. Okay, I gotta go find a town. What are we doing? What's on our agenda? Here. Okay, so have you tore down the other base? Okay. Give me a moment to go to the store. And then I will meet you at that other base. And, because we can't even start another base until we pull down that base. Oh, yeah, that's what you told me. You were going to level up the PAL box. Okay. Cool. But, going back to Fighter, you may end up with a present. I don't know when, though. So don't, hold out for it showing up. But I really think you'd enjoy that game. Okay. No, I don't. That's why I'm saying that. I will get it for you, but because I think you enjoy it. And I get that we're all on, gaming allowances. Is that the proper term? And so, me included. Okay, so don't, it's not like I got money to throw around. But, okay, so here's the sad story. Since I'm on a diet, I can't spend money on my food. Was my joy, was we would go places, and then I would pick places during the month to go, and me and Roger would go someplace and we'd eat. Me and my daughter would go someplace and eat. Me and my son would go someplace and eat, or go to the movies. So that's where my money goes normally. I don't really spend much on games unless they're, on my wish list and they're down to $5 or something anymore, because I can just get them free. If I wait long enough, most of the games will show up free someplace. I think the only ones don't, or some of the Steam games don't, but they eventually, will. So, but I do have allowance of money that I use mostly on crafting now and lottery tickets, because I guess I'm old and I can't eat food, so I might as well buy lottery tickets. That's how I'm looking at it. Well, they're not really $1 anymore here. Some of them are, some aren't. But I enter in, because here, maybe it's the same everywhere. You can do a second chance drawing. So I buy a lottery ticket. If I don't win, you can go in and put yourself into a second chance drawing, which some of them are like 10,000, 25,000, 50,000. And California has it and Oregon has it on their scratchers. I don't know about other places, because I know there's scratchers other places, but I don't know, because one of our big lotteries we have here in Oregon is a national lottery. Like every other state's put into it, not just Oregon people. And then we have our own lotteries as well. So, who do I talk to for the bounty stuff? Not you. Not you. But yeah, I think you'd enjoy it a lot, Planet Crafter. It is a huge, it's mostly an inventory game. I think crafting and inventory. And then the story, of course, is that you are terraforming the planet. And you're a criminal. So, but they've built a lot of stuff on it. They've added stuff to it, and a lot of people are really happy. And most of the crowd that plays Planet Crafter plays Astroneer, plays, what's that one where you build the spaceships in space? It's not just spaceships, it's, why can't I think of it? Space Engineers. Where you build the big, huge starships and space stations and stuff. It was on Xbox for a little while, and it's like, I tried City Skylines, because Feely, is really into City Skylines. It's one of the games he plays a lot. And he posts pictures of his cities in my Discord. So I thought, I like making roads. Maybe I would enjoy building cities. And I can't build cities. I tried to build cities, but it didn't work out well. Because I thought you had a little more, I guess, freedom to building the cities, when you didn't really seem like you did. You have very geometrical structure that you have to figure out how to, the grid. You have the grid, but it's not just that part. You also have to figure out how to power it through the grid, and I had such difficulty with that. I'm pretty good at pre-planning. I don't know what the problem was with it, but I just couldn't get the energy to work. And that just frustrated me. I spent like 3 hours trying to get the energy to work. And I went and looked at other videos, and I went to look, and I was like, okay, I have this problem in No Man's Sky, getting the energy to work in No Man's Sky. I have so much problem with that every single time. Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, woohoo! Because I have, like, yeah, difficulty is a thing. So I was like, what's another one that has power? Now, Planet Crafter, this one too. Planet Crafter's power is not hard. It does take some planning, which, again, apparently I am not. I see myself as a good planner, but obviously now that Shenda said it, I don't think I am. Because in most of my games, I have. Uh-huh. Because he wants to try something new in his life. Maybe this isn't a thing. You think so? Oh, so not that it's useful, but you can trade your bounties in for other objects. So you can do ancient POW manuscript. It may be found by POWs during expeditions required for advanced research. You can buy high-grade technical manner, but that takes 5 bounties. You can get life fruit, which takes 70 bounties. Power fruit, also 70 bounties. And stout fruit. It's also. I'll buy one of those just for that of it. Okay? So, because I had 2 bounties. So, I guess what you'd want to do is go through and just keep hitting the bounties, right? Continuously, and then you would be able to trade those in. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so obviously, now thinking about it, I'll be honest, I probably am not a great planner. I mean, I'm good at art planning, but apparently building cities is not my forte. But I love building roads. And if I can build... Right now, I'm doing trains in Astroneer. I'm not even playing the game. I have the DLC. I started the game again so I could get to the point where I could do this DLC. And now I'm not even doing I'm not doing any of that. I am just literally building train tracks and riding trains around on my planets. And dying. I died for the first time in almost 3 weeks. Well, dying is a talent of mine, apparently. That's what I'm good at in video games. Dying. What game are you talking about? Oh. There's a new update coming? Have they... Oh. So you think it's a cooking thing? Oh. So I'm gonna start moving stuff over to the other base for you. Okay, but we still have to move everything, right? Oh. Coal's in a different one. Is there one where they're both close to each other, like in the middle? Maybe there's coal on one side and sulfur on the other side. But we can only build one other base, right? Okay, so right. So if somebody started a base and then I teleport back and forth, we could take all of our stuff here and move it over there, and then you could build another base. I'm good at this stuff. this is the stuff I do all the time. And so what I was saying is I started Planet Crafter and then realized that I mucked up on setting up how to do the base stuff, right? So I restarted the game, and then I have since played with my son and realized I absolutely knew nothing about the game. Yeah. So because what I did is, we were talking about energy, right? So you go through the game, you get your base energy. It's like any other game, right? And then as you advance, you get the next level and the next level and the next level. Well, I just kept adding them. I didn't do anything else. And then he's all like, no, you're supposed to recycle your old ones to build your new ones. I'm like, well, that makes really perfect sense. I didn't even think of that. I just didn't think it was a big deal. But when it starts getting harder to find the stuff you need to build them, then it makes sense that would be the easier way to do it than not. So we need to find a base, right? I'm sorry, Fighter. What were you saying? So, and the thing is I can't watch other people play games that I'm going to play or am playing. It's like, I don't want to know the end. I want to get to the end. I want to make all the mistakes and then get to the end, right? Now, if I get stuck, I will go and look at just that online. I won't go look at somebody play it because I don't want to see all the other stuff. I don't like to know what movies are about, like the ending or whatever, I don't like to know about what books are, like the whole story of the book. I don't mind if somebody says, I read this book and here's what it's about, and they give me a synopsis. I have no problem with that. Same thing with the movie. But I don't want to know what's going to happen at the end, because then I just have less interest to watch it. Because it's kind of the building up of watching something or reading something is going along on the travel of it. So I was like, and some people love that. My daughter, every time you go to a bookstore with her, she's reading the end of the book. And I'm like, how can you read the rest of the book now? And she's like, but I can. I'm like, okay. And she can. She's the same thing with manga. She'll read the end parts or the middle parts to decide if she wants to read the whole thing. I'm like, okay. Works for her. I mean, she I always asked her, though, because she reads a lot of smutty stuff. I say, how do you do that in that aspect? She goes, it doesn't bother me. I don't, if I read it and they're doing something at the end that I don't think is interesting, she goes, I'll still read the book to see how that connects. I'm like, okay. But it kind of makes sense about her personality. Yeah, because as a child, I would ask her, do you want me to wrap your presents? And she'd say no. And then it got to the point where by the time she was 5, I just said, I'll just give you money for your birthday, and we'll go shopping together, and you show me what you want. When there was no surprise to it. She just would go shopping and pick out what she wanted. When she was 5, it was $100 worth of Barbies. Then she did Brat dolls, and if she wanted something specific, she might ask me about it. But she might say, "Oh, Mom, there's this thing I really want. Can I have my allowance, or can I work it off, or can it be an early present or something?" And then But if it was something big and I told her no, and she was working on trying to get the money to do it, then I would probably either get her most of the money, or I would just buy it as a surprise. That's the only time I can surprise her. rest of the time. She doesn't like surprises, so I can't. And I think that's probably why she likes to read the book, because she doesn't want it. She don't want to buy the book, read it, and invest her time in it, and find out it didn't end the way she wanted it to. Okay, so give me a job. I need a job to do. I'm just wandering around in circles. I'm like the third wheel in a date. Cool. They probably added those in since we first started playing this. So, did you guys... Okay, you haven't picked out your base yet. I mean, I can't, but the problem is we need to go to the fireplace, right, for sulfur. Or the sand area is where sulfur is, right? Okay, well, let's see if I've been here on... I don't think I've been here either on it, so... But we'll see how close I can get. And then I'll start... How about I'll be the scout? There we go. That'll give me a job. You guys are the crafters, and I'll be the scout. Well, I mean, whenever you play as a team, it's always hard sometimes to know how you gel. And you two gel very well together because you play all the time with each other. Whereas me and Roger, because we're both very opinionated assholes, cannot play very well together. We do. We play good together. We play, but I mean, there's these little tits and because our personalities are exactly alike. Oh no, games like that are like that. Me and my son played the one It Takes Two. Have you played that one? If you get a chance, you should play that one. But it's very sad. Yeah, if you're not close to a person to play those kind of games with, you will end up having problems. Because you literally, that person, you have to be able to play together. Now, him and me, we play Human Fall Flat all the time. So, that's, and you want to talk about a practice of frustration. That's a game that will, if you are not good at, will frustrate you to no end. He's really good at it, so then that's even more problematic. Have you ever played that one? Okay, so you know how you've seen Gang Beast, right? So it's a ragdoll game. Your character is a ragdoll, literally. You wobble and weeble and you like have no... And in Xbox, I don't know how it'd be. I know they have it for PC, but I wouldn't know. You have to hold the trigger buttons down to put your arms up to be able to climb anything. And then you pull yourself down and you have to push down on the controllers. And it seems simple enough, right? But there's this whole mechanism, because it's a rag doll and the way the physics are in the game, that if you don't get it just right, you'll end up hanging someplace with one arm trying, attached to everything else. That's what happens to me. My son is really good at it. So periodically you can jump off and kill the little ragdoll person. You're not dead, but it will then respawn you wherever your partner's at. So in that game, there's a little more, like if one person's better at it, you can still proceed through the game, and then there's things you can do together that we do okay together. Then there's just some things I can't do very well, but he can do it. But it'll make you laugh so hard trying to play it, because it's so awkward. And a lot of times just walking will cause your arms to go behind your head, and then you'll start rolling into this little ball and you'll be like having to figure out how to get it to unattach each other, because it doesn't you didn't hit the buttons for it. It just unattaches itself. So it's just one of those things. But Gang Beast is also a ragdoll game, but that's where you fight each other, or you're in a group that fights together. My grandson and I used to play that, and you just giggle forever on that thing. He just enjoys it so much, because you're just throwing each other off the bridge, literally. And it's different scenes or whatever. That's all you're doing is throwing people off of the. You're fighting each other till it's last man standing, but you're literally you stick to each other, and then one person will succeed in throwing the other person off, or both will fall off, which is also kind of giggly, I guess, because you're pushing each other like let go, no, and off you go. But yeah, because him and I used to play that all the time, we learned to play together pretty well. I think we had 2 bouts of playing It Takes Two, where I just had to stop the stream and walk away from him because he drove me nuts. And at the time we played it, he was like 15, 16 years old. So there was a little bit of that too. But yeah, because we're family, I just knew when the cut scene was of, oh, we need to take a break. And I know some people, they don't have that ability to figure it out. I'm assuming you two did. Right. But yeah, I mean, you're not going to like, what was the one person that was talking to me? Had gotten a divorce from her husband because they played video games together. And I don't know something happened. I can't remember what it was. And she got mad, went into his area, picked up his PlayStation, and threw it through his TV set. Then he divorced her. I was like, well, I can see why that would be a thing. Yeah. I don't know. I can't tell you how many people have just, their anger has just pushed them over the edge like that. And I'm like, I've been angry. I won't throw anything because I'm like you. I've been angry, and I'm not throwing it because I won't be able to replace it easily. So if I'll just turn everything off and walk away and go, But I'm not gonna be angry with my loved ones. I mean, I might get a little snippy, but I'll just walk away. I have another one who gets really snippy. Well, I imagine. I mean, you guys have been married for a while. It's gone past a few years here. Yeah. 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 I don't know that many people have played Split Fiction. When it first came out, it seemed like there was a couple of different people playing it together, but I haven't seen many people play it since, so that's probably why there wasn't a guide for a while. Because Blacktail's the same way. I have a hard time finding things for Blacktail. But only for the PlayStation side, not for the like the PC side. Like there was more. Meaning what? Oh, I haven't done any of that. I don't think. Have I? Okay. Well, so I started Blacktail. Here's another experience, the thing of that. I started Blacktail, and I wasn't getting anywhere because I was like, oh, the combat is very hard on my hands. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this game. So then I went to look at some stuff about it, and there was the easy mode. So when I read about it, it was all like, yeah, it's more story. Now you'll still die, right? And you'll still have problems with, you know, the game itself and beating something or whatever. But for the most part, putting it in story mode has helped a lot for me. There are some bad guys. The big bosses are okay, but some of the other littler bosses I have problems with. Also, really quick while I remember. So I went and looked at the Red Dragon. I'm going to be getting me one this month, I think. The Red Dragon keyboard, because my keyboard sucks as it is right now. I'm having problems flying. So, thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, I haven't got to use it yet, so I'll let you know if it doesn't work out for me, as I am a bane on electrical parts. I will not blame you, I promise. I will just be like, oh, well, zap, I got hit again. You alright? That was a big yawn. That was a huge yawn. Ah. Tis how that works. Naps will do that to you. It's a weird concept. Okay, so I'm over on the dunes now. So I'll start looking for a place with sulfur. Because he's right, we wouldn't be able to do coal, I don't think, at the same time. 'Cause I don't remember where coal's at. Okay, so I will look for something maybe that's close to 2 of them. Did I get my stuff out of that one? No. Uh-huh. Okay. They won't. So we could go up. Like, I have one in the volcano on my save on my Xbox that is a tower. I just go directly all the way up as far as I can, and that allows everything around me not to despawn too much. With my fudge bean. It's probably really big. Because, I mean, all of those things are. The breeder thing is big. Why are you guys down there? Now my thing's stuck. Well, I would just think that would be, because, I mean, the one you just built is big. The breeding thing is big. It just feels like those are big, if that makes sense. The more those kind of things that have to do with the pals seem to be like bigger. I'm not sure why, but it just seems like it. Alright, so my keyboard's really having a hard time. One of the things that's a problem with my keyboard is my cat sleeps on it without me knowing it. Because my PC gets very warm. I mean, I have fans, but it gets really warm. And she loves to be on top of it because it's very warm. So, I'm like, yeah, so I'm like, all of a sudden, why is my, my camera on? Because she'll lay on it and it'll hit all those F functions. And so I'll be all like, why is that doing that? So, now I realize whenever I see that, it's because, and I won't know she's in that room because they're not allowed. It's not that they're not allowed. Let me rephrase that. It's that we don't invite them in because this is Hex's room. The service dog, his service dog. This is his room. And he is a little dog who feels that cats should not actually exist in the same realm as him. Or at least cats are a play toy that he has to chase. I'm really hot. I haven't figured out how to fix that yet. I think I'm going to go back down and make sure I have my heat thing on. Because we were over in the thing. Now. Yeah, you'll want to wait. You maybe put it on the bigger base, or I would just... Were you thinking about the iron base also being moved? So that there's more space? Ooh, that's not a friendly person. Okay, so I think that these might be cold. Let me go see. There's some sulfur down there, I see. Let's see. Have you guys seen any games that you're interested in that you don't have yet? Or in June? Yeah. So which one, what was it? Oh. Okay, so I found a place with coal. There's some rayhounds. Now it's on the cliff, so you would have to build it. You could probably nestle up against the cliff and build up. And then it's all these little weird rocky things. If you guys want to see where I am on the thing, I'm pretty sure it's coal. I'm going to check in just a minute. I do have rayhounds over here, so I'm trying to decide if I want to get off the bird to go see them, which I probably will. And then I'll go see if this is... Because whenever you're off the damn bird, it goes and attacks things you didn't want it to attack. So then it's like, dude, why did you do that? So let's see what I did. Yep, so this is coal. There's about 5 or 6 of the big coal things. So if you want to come and take a look at it. It would be an interesting way to build. I would definitely say we probably want to build up to that cliff if we can. Like, that would be what my choice would be for it because of where it's at. I think we could probably put it. Because the coal wouldn't technically be in our base. Well, I guess it would be. If we picked right here. Would be probably fine. I didn't look down. I did see some sulfur, but So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of coal. Well, yeah, I'd assume that, but... And then I see right below, there's one thing that looks like, oh no, maybe that's a egg. That might be an egg. Yep, I think it's an egg. Not sulfur, sorry. So, I have not found sulfur yet, but I haven't gone very far in. So, because I was waiting for you to come over here and take a look at it. Really? Not the sand? It's pretty hot over here on the sand. But if coal was the one thing, I know that's what we need right now is coal. So if coal was the one thing, this is a nice little bunch of coal. And just having a base here would allow you to explore this area better. Oh, there's 6 of them. Because there's some that I couldn't see just sitting on the thing. We could also build one cliff up. I'm going up there now. So there's another cliff up. And we wouldn't have to put the coal in our base. We could build up on this cliff. And there's coal around that too. And iron. And rob quill terrace. In case you wanted those. Oh, that's weird. What is that? No, I don't want that. Oh, what's going on there? That's not good. Stop that. Thank you. Keyboards. You love this area? Okay, where I'm at? Oh. Oops. That's not what I wanted, thank you. Oh, the marshes are nice, yeah. That wouldn't be what you were looking for. I must feed you. What do I get? Shock grenade. What the hell if I'm not? Must have been in something. There's a couple of them on your way here. Oops. Stone. Oh, it's night. I'm like, why is it getting darker? I must be just sitting here. I was like, am I in the right place? We're just hanging out waiting for Ashenda to show up. Anybody watching me? Well, I get a lot of people that just tune in and then go do their own stuff. So, whatever. I haven't got to 34 yet. Being snarky over there, Mr. I'm probably at 34. Are you at 34, fighter? Oh, see, that's why. Snark, man. He's full of snark. Oh, we could all be snarky. I was just thinking about today while I was weeding the yard that 40, when you turn 40, that should be the time that you start doing all the things you have, as people call your bucket list. Because 50 is going to come along between 50 and 60. And if you're not running treadmills or walking treadmills and going to the gym, it's going to be much harder for you to do those things in your bucket list. So that's my piece of that, well, Grandma says. What would you tell your younger self? That's what I would tell my younger self. If not before 40, by 40, make sure you have done those things. Because there's certain things you're not going to go. Because I only have 2 things that would be in what would be called, I don't call it a bucket list, but I have 2 things that I would like to do before I get put on a ship and burned to go to wherever. Because that's how my daughter wants to bury me. I gave her options on how to bury me because I don't really care. I just don't. Be Drake snarky? That's cheeky. Does he want to be cheeky? He can be. He's over on your chat, so I can't give him permission. Sure, Gene, be as cheeky as you want. But one is to go on a cruise, and I'm working on that one right now. And the other is to go to Maine, like I told you. And those are my only 2. Oh, yeah. And then also Costco, if you're a member to Costco, I don't know if you guys are at Costco where you're at. But, yeah. Costco also has online plans that travel plans that will also cut it in half. But what we're doing is right now, me and my other daughter are going to take my oldest on a cruise, and my youngest is coming with me. And what we decided to do is we're saving up to $2,000, if not more, to take then a look at what we want to do. We're going to see what comes first, 2,000 or 2 years. And then in 2 years, we'll re-look at it and see, which one we want to go. Because none of us can decide. We've all said, yeah, let's go on a cruise. But we don't want to tell my daughter, so we don't want to let her decide. We can't let her decide yet. So I told her, well, just ask her, if you could pick, where would you go? I'm the only one that carries a passport in the whole house. I'm the only one that has one. Roger had one because he was in the military, but he let it lapse. I'm the only one who carries a active passport. But we did look at, if you go on a cruise, you don't need, if you start in the States and you're going to end up in the States, you don't need a passport. Because the ship, you're just on the ship. Yeah. I'm waiting for you here. Get here first. And then you can go play with your Suzuakos and your blah blah blahs and your other things that are over here in the sand world. You have a hot suit on, right? You're gonna need a hot suit. Or a hot bird. Or a coal pal. You're gonna need one of those things because it's hot over here. You crashed? How'd you crash? Oh. That crashed. Never mind. It was that crash. I thought you said you crashed. And I was like, how did you crash on a POW? I'll wait for you, Tetsa. Yep. Go ahead and hopefully... Okay.
What?
So, the next door neighbor, somebody in their family died.
Oh,
So for the next couple of days, they said there'd be a lot of people coming in and out. Lots of motorcycles, lots of vroom cars. Just let me know. You see strange people wandering around out there. No. We looked it up and said you didn't need one. Well, maybe they haven't updated. We went on the cruise site, so maybe they just haven't updated their thing now. I could be wrong. I mean... She's being snarky. That's true, both of you. It is weird. So it says you do not need a pass for closed-loop cruises that start and end in the same U.S. port, including cruises to Alaska, the Bahamas, Bermuda, Hawaii, the Caribbean, Canada, and Mexico. So it says on the Carnival Cruise Line. Okay. So, yeah. So the Carnival Cruise Line says places to cruise without a passport. Alaska, the Bahamas, Bermuda, with them. This is with this particular place. Cozumel, New England and Canada, the Caribbean, Hawaii, Baja, Mexico. So it would probably depend on which cruise thing you were on. But oh, interesting. Because he didn't have a passport. Interesting. That's what they said on their site, so. But I told them, you got 2 years. Be fine. Take your time to get a passport. It'll take a little longer now to get your passport than it has, but, for you going on a trip? Are we going on a trip? You're married? Oh. Your birth certificate will always have your name on it. Because when you were born, you weren't married. Yeah, I know. I don't have that problem. Sorry. I know. I don't have that problem. Marriage isn't a thing for me. But it was sweet. It was sweet that you changed your name. Now all your little furry pals will all have the same last name. I don't have my fish thing here. Somebody dumped me off. That wasn't nice. I am. I'm on. I'm still waiting in the same place. On my bird. Waiting for you. Waiting for you. Yep, I'm just sitting. Because this is, I think the cliff bed would be right here. I think these two places would be. Because then we wouldn't have to put the base right next to the coal. But it would probably have the coal would be in our base. So I don't know if that was what you wanted or not wanted. Yeah. So, but you could build the other stuff up here if you put, I think if you set it right, it would span out to include the coal and give us enough room to build other things up here as well. That's alright. It'll come back eventually. Yes, maybe someday they'll change that. If Palworld's still here, then a while down the road. If they were, one of the things they might have thought of, I don't know, they might have thought of it, is they could sell it to, like, PlayStation. and then PlayStation would have the money to keep it going. I don't think they don't own it. They don't own it. What they did is they went in with the same thing that people do on Xbox. Developers are now hooking up as a partner per se, and that way they get money. What they hooked up with, well, unless it's changed, it could have changed. But what they hooked up with them for was merchandise. What will be here? What will be here? Oh, forever. Forever. Well, we would love that to be the thing because it would be a very small studio that did it. So you see, if we put the basting right here, maybe, what do you think? Or down there by that first coal, right directly below us. That would cover that coal, and then up here, I think. We just need your input, sir. We just need your input. That's all. We are not worthy. Oh, look. Foster Bungalow 2, yep, 4 West has the best views on Steamboat, which we know it's not true because 15 other thousand people have come in and said the same thing. Yeah, that's a little bit of that. I think if we did directly straight down, we put the basting there, and then we can either build up along the cliff, or we can just build on here and out and over our coal. Well, I think they're just trying to make a problem. It's not a very easy place. So if we put the base thingy down below us, we'd have to put all the beds and stuff down below us, I think, for the pals. But there is behind us, depending on how far it goes out, there is some flat stuff behind us. The thing is that you wanted that coal. I think that is probably one of the few good places. I'm going to go and look and see if there's another flatter place. And you can stay here while I do that. And you can decide what you want. We can put a marker on the map too. Right here. So if you want to put a marker, and then I'll just continue to go looking for a little bit. Tell you what I find. Because if we find something that's a little flatter, then that would be good. I'm pretty sure that most of the coal is on the cliffs, but I don't remember. So. Joe's the one to ask. He's got that big, fabulous base going on. Yeah, I know there is. I've seen it in mine, but I just no. You're asking a 60-year-old brain. Oh, you're asking Joe. Hopefully his brain is younger than mine. Hopefully Joe's brain is younger than mine. So there is another one up here it looks like would be nice too. Chicago. Hey Papadoo, what are you doing? Okay, I can't keep up. It's one or the other. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, you can. Ah, fudge things. So mine crashed. Hello? Internet. Hello? I'll just wait. Internet crash, I think they had an internet crash. Nope, there's a crash. Oh no. So did. Okay, well, I can't do anything till. I have to wait for see Ashenda and then come back, because I can't do anything right now until she gets back on and gives me a code. So I'll just hang out. We'll just hang out while she. Oh, wait and see, and then we'll go from there. If they don't come back, I'll play something else. Hello. Well, Ashenda dropped off the Discord. We'll see. And then they're out of it. There they go. I can't play until, I mean, I have my own I can play. So we could go play that until I get to see if they come back. I think I have one on here. Let's see. Oh, I don't. We could start a new one. Do you want to start a new one? That would be fun. It's been a while. Okay. Oh, you guys are back. I was like, yeah, I was all like, well, if they don't come back, I think I have a game on here, but I don't have it on the Steam one. So I was like, we could always start a new game while we wait. So be in there. But it's because I can't do anything till you guys get back. I figured because it kicked you both off. Did it kick you again? Oh, that's all right. What are you sorry about? Oh, I got quiet because I was writing something. What, you lose your train of thought? I lose my train of thought too. I mean, that's why I have to kind of blah, blah, blah. Joe says his server is updating. So he can't give us pictures. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what he means. Because he says y'all got kicked. I didn't get kicked. I got kicked off hers because it's on her thing. But my internet's up and running. Knock on wood. I did find out from everybody else. I just writing up school certificates, so we're good. As soon as you're ready. Yeah, as soon as you're ready. I mean, I was just gonna because I didn't know how long it would take for you guys to get back. So I was like, well, I could go do something else for them. So it's fine. He's all, once it's up, he'll get the cords. That's fine, Joe. I'm going to pass them on to her. She's going to be back on pretty soon. Is your Twitch back up and running? Okay, so Ashenda's back up and running. So I will be getting back on in just a minute. Yeah. See, because, so my grandkids, right, I do homeschooling with them. And what we decided was there's no grades. I don't give grades out. What we do is they have, they get, now here goes my train of thought. So they get, where they can, so if they pass, if it's an A or better, right, they get what's called a pass, right, 100%, and that 100% gets to be put in a pool. They put it in a pool for themselves. They keep track of it, and they get 400% in a subject. They get to turn it in for a school certificate, which has all kinds of different things. Like each quarter, I change it up, but the end of this quarter, one of the things they could trade in for would be like a PlayStation card. Yeah, or a $25 thing. But the other thing that I did was I started, because now we've been doing this 6 months. So 6 months ago, I set it up where they would each do recipes, and they'd make something for dinner, and a main dish or whatever, and they drew out what it was. I had a little draw pile, and they draw out what category it was, and then they had to go through the cookbooks, and then they had to list the ingredients, and then we went shopping and did comparisons. And that didn't work out quite the way we wanted it to, so I had to change some stuff up about it. But when my other grandson went down to see his dad, he just never did any of it. So I was like, okay. But what it is they'd get $25. Well, I first started, it was $100 a week in a fake account, so it was not a real $100. And then that's where they pulled the money out that they'd have to buy the food with. And then we would do comparison shopping, and then they'd also find out how much it cost them per serving and per, like if you go and buy a bag of flour because you're going to make something with flour, you don't necessarily, and we all know this as adults, you're not thinking that $3 and some odd cents is going to be carried over from other meals, which is what I'm trying to teach them. So when you go shopping, you're going to use your flour probably in lots of places, but so okay, so it's my session not found. LCS. Oh, I see why. I have a wrong number there.
Business Bureau. It's the BBB.
I'm not smart like you.
It's on the internet.
It doesn't. I have to sit. I have to do the whole. What's that one you have to do? The control something to make it paste. It doesn't allow me to just use my mouse. I have to use a keyboard. I'm not very smart. I told you.
No. It's a state.
Yeah, Control V. That's the one. I don't usually
like
get Control
the
C.
Inspector General, Attorney General.
So,
Or something like that. Get a hold of them.
I'm sorry, he's on the phone in the back. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Okay, as long as if it becomes a problem, let me know and I'll mute myself and then I'll come back when he's done.
It depends on if they have any complaints. The Better Business Bureau would just...
He doesn't usually get phone calls, so it's probably a relative. It might be a friend.
Yeah, that's not much of the Better Business
And it's not going to be the VA because it's a Saturday.
Any government agency.
I lost my bird. Where'd it
That's
go?
a consumer agency that reports on how...
But anyway, so what they do is, so because they weren't making recipes, I took the $100 away and they got $25 a week that would go in for attending school. To be used, for various things. So one boy, even though he hasn't done really great, he's done well enough that he had in his fake account $318. And then I had another boy who had just barely did it and got $75 at the end because he wasn't doing any of his schoolwork. But they both said they liked that. The thing is that they would get at the end. They could cash it out and get that money. But because the one had like $318, I told him that he could only spend. He only gets $50. That's the highest amount you can get for the quarter. And then other $50 goes back in the bank account to start for the next month. This is pretend money. And then the rest of his money was for buying certificates. And some of the certificates we had was for $100. I think it was $100. You could pick out a school field trip. So instead of us sitting at home doing schoolwork, we could go on a field trip.
Yeah.
And then, or another one he picked was 2 PlayStation cards, which were $25 each, and 2 100% in any subject. So if he turned in something and didn't get 100%, he could turn his certificate and get it as 100%. Because remember, they're collecting their 100% to get rewards. So, or money, whichever it turns out to work out too. Because last quarter, my grandson turned in, he had 500% in math, and he's not very good in math. He was very excited, and then he turned those in for Steam cards, for cash to get Steam cards. Yeah. So, and I know, like, some people will be like, why are you paying them to go to school? You pay your kids to go to school. Don't say you don't. I mean, there are people who do not pay their kids money for their grades. But for the most part, there's some reward that comes from you doing well in school. The only people that don't, that I know of, are kids who are like in the foster care system or something, and they're doing it because they want to better themselves. But for the most part, most kids are not. I got paid for my grades. I think at the time it was $1 for an A, and yeah, when I got into high school, well, I think my freshman year I did, but my family fell apart when I was a sophomore, so a lot of things that were going on before that were no longer going on. It didn't last very long. Because you wouldn't do your schoolwork, or they wouldn't pay up? Oh yeah, no, I have children like my son. My son was notorious for that. Just to get him through kindergarten. Maybe it was first grade. First grade. To get my son through first grade, I had a reinforcement chart so that he could pick out after 3 months, or whatever the agreement was for whatever it was he chose to do. His first one was mice. He wanted pet mice. And so, because I explained to him I had to pay for, the all the stuff to get the mice, plus the mice, then he had to show me that he could participate in school correctly. And there was a chart, like a calendar, but if he messed up once, he had to start over again. So he had to really concentrate that was what he wanted to do, because otherwise, be like, because I told him then it means it's not working. If you keep getting in trouble still, then obviously it's not working, and we need to come up with something else, because the incentive is not there to do better. And so he was all like, okay. So my son, that's what he worked for. It took him, I think, 4 months once he figured it out what the requirements were, which was just not disrupting class, because he was having problems with disrupting class. So once he realized how to not disrupt class, like how to dig in himself and really get, I really want this, so I'm going to do this. Once he got to that point, then it was fine. And I could use rewards all the time. So the doctor wanted him, his therapist at the time wanted him to be in some social event Well, there was nothing the school offered that he wasn't into sports. He didn't want to do none of that. So I told him if they had a jump roping thing, and I told him if he joined the jump roping thing, he could pick whatever video game he wanted. He had to complete the whole thing. He couldn't bail out at any time, and he had to participate like he was participating. You know, like he couldn't. There's always parameters to things. I make sure you don't just like, oh yeah, here you could have this. And you really have to be able to stick to it as a parent as well as the kid. So yeah, he did it. He didn't enjoy it. It wasn't his thing, but he did it. He did it well. I think he won a certificate, and then he picked out his video game. And then that was the last time I ever put him in any kind of sports, music, or anything. If he didn't ask for it, wasn't happening. Because that's what I promised him. I promised him that if he did it completely, then I wouldn't put him in anything else unless he asked. That's it. Because obviously it wasn't his thing. I found there's an oil one up here that has some coal around it. Ashenda, if you want to come up here and take a look. Or if you're just going to wait for Joe's stuff. But yeah, I mean, there are all kinds of ways that I was raised that discipline was negative. But discipline is not punishment. You can discipline and still do things like give treats or whatever. My children, both of my children, now my son is on the autistic spectrum, but both of my children, when they would do things that are not things you want kids doing, whatever it might be, would get grounded, but they had the opportunity to work their groundation off. And I had many people that were really upset with me about it. And I said, okay, I said, I know you're probably not experienced with this, but if you get in trouble with the law, you have, even if it's your second or third, as long as it's not a felony, you have the opportunity to do community service. Or you have, and I know you can be like the second time you get arrested for something, or the third. Usually by the fourth time, they'll start giving you jail time. But they can still, while you're in jail, have you work for, they have lots of outside community things that they have for jail. Not prison, for jail. There are some things for prison, but not the same way. So you telling me that a child cannot work off their punishment is not very realistic in my eyes. And that's how I always argued it with people. It's like, you know, you can, if your whole goal is to raise functioning adults, then at least give them experiences about what it's like in the world. Because when teenagerhood is like one of the worst, preteens and teenagehood is like, they're like little adults, and you just want to shove them someplace, you know, like, so I had quite a few different ones living with me that weren't my own when my daughter was a teenager, and one of the rules was if it was a problem for you in life, just remember, when you turn 18, I can give you a suitcase, and in that suitcase will be enough money for a bus ticket wherever you want to go, macaroni and cheese, because you should always know how to make that, and various little other stuff, book on, you know, how to survive or things like that. You have cords? Okay, so you can do the cord thing. I'm not very good at that. I'll find you. It's on the map. Right. Okay, so 187. Positive 187? Okay, looks kind of 187. And what did you say the second ones were? For which one? Oh, I see. Up here. In the snow world. I have to go find me a fast travel. I don't have one over here. I haven't found one yet at all. Okay, well, or I just fly there, but I'll have to make sure I take off my... put on some cooler stuff. I learned all that stuff about parenting before I went to school to learn about parenting. No. I mean, because I only went to school to learn about parenting so I could teach it, because that was a requirement when you were going to become a marriage therapist, it's marriage, family, and something. Individual marriage, family, it's marriage, family, something counseling, because that's what it's MC something, M's whatever. Empty. I don't know anymore, sorry. My brain don't work. It's an MT something. Now it's gonna drive me nuts. I just found all my paperwork. Oh, you bastard. Leave me alone. Go higher. Go higher. I know you can't do both because I have a bad keyboard. Go higher. I have a fly mouth. He just doesn't want to talk to you. I don't understand. Well, that's just insane. Okay, I need to go to my left. So that's so my son hated school. When he was in a kindergarten, they asked him what he wanted to do, and he said he wanted to be a couch potato. He wanted to live under a bridge and play video games and be a couch potato. That's what he wanted to do. And as every time they would try to tell him how that really wasn't, like a goal in life, he'd be like, why not? People do it all the time. I was like, okay, well, if that's the goal you want, let's talk about the reality of how that you're going to make that work. Because if you're just under any bridge, you're not going to have any electricity. So you're going to have to either figure out a way to produce your own electricity, which, as far as I know, hamster wheels still don't work to produce enough energy for you. You might be able to bicycle. So we had this whole list of things we did, and we sat down and we talked about it and everything. And I said, but I'm going to tell you right now, son, if you keep telling people that's what you want to do in life, they're going to be kind of upset with you. And he's like, why? And I said, because you're supposed to have ambition. You're supposed to want to do these things. He's like, working sucks. I've watched you work. I don't want to work. I said, well, then you better be rich. Or something. It just lucked out for him in a certain way that he was disabled. So, I mean, I guess in a way that worked out for him. He does not, I will tell you, at 21 want to live under a bridge, though. But he started telling people he wanted to be an Imagineer. And they were all like, what's that? And he'd tell, go watch Meet the Robertsons. That was his favorite show at the time. And you could be a Disney Imagineer. So. Yeah. And so that was what he would tell them whenever they'd ask him from there on, and they'd be like, so what do you need to do with that? And he'd go, I'm only in first grade. I don't know and don't care. Or I'm only in fourth grade and I don't. And I'm pretty sure when he was in high school, I'm only in high school. I don't know or don't care. They stopped asking him at a certain point. In high school, they did ask him, do you want to go to school or you want to get a job? And he said he wanted to get a job, so he got a job with his sister. His sister got him a job. And he worked there. He was good. They wanted him back, but his anxieties were just intense for him. Because he only has one mode, He just plots along in life. So, And that's the same for working or other things too. So he just has on and off. That's it. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, like, so for some of the places he's worked, like he worked in in high school, they did the farming, where you do vegetables and stuff like that. And he'd clean the area and everything. And they loved him. They let him come back another year because he's a good worker. It's just that he's not a fast worker. So if fast is your thing, he's not the one, If it's just steady and get through it, he's the one, because he'll do it and he'll work the whole time. So he also worked at Walmart as a cashier. But that also that really affected his anxiety. Because the only reason it affected his anxiety is because he told him he only wanted so many hours, right? Because it was hard on him to be around all those people and stuff. And they kept just slamming him with hours, so he finally I have to quit. I can't. He called me. I have to quit. I can't. I quit, honey. It's fine. So then he decided he was going to school. So he's almost done with his certificate. But, yeah, that's what I say. Yeah. He's a productive adult. He's one of those people they gave him a lot of intelligence, but not ability to live in our world efficiently. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I'm sure all of us, to a degree, have that struggle. I mean, there are some people that are just very good at the game of life, I think, but then there are others, or they're oblivious. I'm not sure, one of the two, because my son always asks me, how do people do this? I say, well, you'd be amazed at things people do for very little. And it's like, oh. He's like, oh, okay. But yeah, he was a bane to all the teachers, because they would expect him to have, the same answers that we train our children to have, and I was more interested in having open thinkers for both my kids. I wanted them to question and, decide what they wanted for themselves, not what I wanted or somebody else wanted. Well, but I mean, society in itself, MFT, haha, you were coming to me. Hey, guess what? That's marriage family therapist. That's what my degree was in. Oh, so I don't know if he's still here. Ashenda says hello, Caswalt. So does Fighter. And if you want to jump over onto her stream, you are perfectly welcome to do so, because Ashenda is my heart sister, and she's a beautiful fire goddess, and she deserves everything we can give her. Are you having a good Saturday, I hope? That's what I heard. I heard that. I heard a rumor about that. I heard a rumor, Caswalt, that you are perfectly awesome. I wouldn't know, but that's what I heard. Oh, yeah, now you have to backtrack. The rest of my people aren't great either. There's great, and then there's super great. Yeah. It's always good when people can help you out. Help you out. It's always good. Okay, I'm making my way there, I swear. We're picking up, I'm heavy is part of my problem too. But my keyboard is just, I haven't been playing any games lately on my PC because of my keyboard. Because I have some new games that I bought. I bought that game, Alot. Yeah. And it's an interesting game. I have to say. It is early access, so maybe it'll move up in its life and be even better. Well, congratulations, barbecued Japanese steak kebabs with peppers and red onions sounds delicious, but I can't eat those. Or maybe I could. I'd have to know what was in them. Well, I thought that too, because, well, I was talking to my daughter about that. I was all like, I'm sure kiddo is getting ready to graduate. See, I was right. Kiddo did graduate. So, awesome. It's going to be a fun time with barbecuing and all kinds of stuff. Yep. Because Walt barbecues all the time. If you have a food thing, you should look at some of his foodie things. But anyway, so Aloft, right, is a flying game. You glide from weird little step islands. And it's a big giant storm around you. And then there are islands that are toxic. And you have to land on the islands, kill the little creatures that want to eat your face, and then kill the plant to make everything better. And so it was very, but they haven't, it's kind of empty except for that, and you're supposed to track down ways to get your fire better and stuff like that. It's not very intuitive gaming at this point for me. Sometimes I can play a game and it just moves along and I understand how to do it without, and then I'll go back as I build it. I realize, oh, I forgot, like Planet Crafter. Oh, there's these other things I can do, and then I can go backwards and fix them. This is very linear and I have a little bit more trouble with it. But yeah, so that was interesting because it looked like such a fun game, like a crafting storage kind of game. But it's not coming across that way. That makes sense. Well. Okay. So, Keswalt this morning. I'm sorry, go ahead, Fighter. You do first. You are quiet. So this Saturday I got up early so I could weed my front yard. So that's what my Saturday was before I started playing it. And either way, it's a big deal when the graduation ceremony is. So you'll be having a good time for the weekend and the week. And then school will be done. I know my son did not do his ceremony. My daughter did. My daughter did everything that was considered a traditional high school thing, because she was in sports, she was on the yearbook, she wasn't in student council because she was in so many sports, she got a job, she was working when she was 16, she did all the what we call traditional society things. My son did not, and my son and my daughter had always told me she kind of wished she hadn't either, because there was a lot of money we spent for stuff that just in the end, it was like, meh. And looking back at it going, yeah, that was not something. Which was the same thing for me. When I got my AA, I did the ceremony, and I never did another ceremony after that. Because the cost of ceremonies are just expensive. Okay. So I am now at there. Where are you at? Where you're at is where the thing is. Oh. So okay, so are we building a base somewhere around here? Oh, are you still looking for it? Okay, so I don't have any negatives over here. It says 174.1. Okay, there's a negative. What was it again? One what? One. Let me write that. 187 negative Because I'm close over here, that's for sure. But yeah, so we did the whole, because she also graduated in California. You graduate from, in some places, 8th grade as well. So we did that whole thing as well. I was more active in that because there was only like 60 students, maybe less than that, because there was only 2 8th grade classes. And we knew most of the people in the classes because they switched between. You had 2 8th grade teachers, and the classroom switched because one teacher was history and whatever, and the other teacher was English and whatever, and both teachers were coaches. So she knew both teachers, and she was known in her school anyway. I don't know if you could say she was popular. She was just everybody knew each other because it was a small school. And then she went to high school where her graduating class, I think, was 1,500, I think. You found it? Okay, because I was looking too. Alright, where you're at is where it's at? Okay, because I'm going to head back towards you then. Put a marker on it. No, because it doesn't show up on my map. Interesting. Doesn't do me any good then, does it? Okay, so let's go back this way. Yeah, that's alright. But yeah, so my son, when I asked him, he was in sports though. I was also going to tell you. So he did do swimming. My daughter did swimming too. But he did swimming freshman and sophomore year, and then told me he was done. I don't want to swim no more. I said, okay. So he got a letter for that. He was like, what's this for? I said, well, you normally buy a jacket, and you put your letter on it. He's like, well, that's dumb. I was like, okay. I said, hey, well, wait till you see about the ring and all that stuff. He says, I might be interested in a ring, but a jacket seems kind of... But then when he looked at the ring, because I told him, well, you will have to come out of your money, and he's like, nah, I'm not that interested in the ring. It's okay. I don't think that my son had any real memories of high school that was important to him. So, you know. Did you get a ring, Frida? Ah. It wasn't worth the money. Yeah, and that's kind of how my kids were. Oh. I would disagree, but that's okay. I'm not going to go see the movie, so it's not a problem. You can all love it to your heart's content. Oh, that wasn't the issues that we had with it. It was some of the little things that were more problematic for us, I think, than anything. But I haven't seen a live action Disney movie at all, any of them. There's been no interest whatsoever for them. That's just me. You know, if you like it, go watch it. Some people have told me about them. They're like, oh, I love it. You should watch it. I'm like, I'll just stick with Marvel and Star Wars things. I watch the animes, and that's fine with me. I like the animes because they're cute and adorable, and I don't really need a live action Stitch. I don't. And some of the things that I liked, they took out. So even though it doesn't affect the story anyway, they were just things that were endeared to me, like the ugly duckling story and some of the other things that made the movie for me. Whether, it makes it for somebody else or not, it's not a thing. But, yeah. But, y'all go see it and tell me what you think. I love hearing what people says. Streaming. Yeah, you watch them on streaming. The winners, the Falcon one's out. You guys seen that one? The Falcon, Captain America. It was pretty good. It was fun. It was fun. Oh. He's in a new series on Apple TV. I know, but I'm just saying. If you had it, he's in a new series. He was in C. C was absolutely wonderful. It's the only reason I got Apple TV. And then he's in a new one about Hawaii or New Zealand. I think it's Hawaii. Yeah, this is a battle before they became a state. So, kind of cool. Yeah, my issue about live action Disney's is just that I came from a time era where there was a lot of live action Disney movies like Herbie and all the '70s movies and the circus movies and the witch one on Witch Mountain or whatever it was, and we went to the drive-in to see all those. And they were great movies. And then they kind of stopped making those. I mean, they made some with the Pirates of the Caribbean, which we all liked in the house. That was great. But the John Carter was okay. But again, if you didn't ever read John Carter, if you didn't read it, then it was probably an okay movie. But if you did read it, then it wasn't as okay. It has some great special effects, though. Absolutely wonderful space special effects. You got Momoa bits. He's good for Momoa bits. Yeah. So you know, if you think about those kind of Mary Poppins, Pollyanna. Pollyanna's kind of a cute movie. I don't know. I can't remember if it is a Disney or not, but it's a very cute story. And then what's another one? Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. That one's so cute too. I like all those, and those are the ones where you have the mixture of the animation and live action. Another one, which is not a Disney, which was my favorite as growing up, and I have it on disc, is The Incredible Mr. Lippet. I doubt very few. You've seen that one too. Don Knotts, and it's so cute when he turns into a fish. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few people that have not seen it. I'm getting stuck over it. No, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in your generation that haven't seen it. I don't know. I mean, oh really? You didn't like Don Knotts? Oh. Oh. Yeah. It's a cute little story though, because you meet the hermit crab, and it's a interesting story, and then his options at the end, you know, is that he decides he's going to stay in the ocean instead of. I'm going to give you spoilers, because if you haven't seen it by now, I doubt you're going to go see it, because I don't even know where you could find it. You know, it's not one of those movies that pops up. It's not a Disney movie. Wasn't made by Disney at all. No. It was a Warren Brothers or something like that. No. The one I love is the ones I was really into, because I had such a crush on him, was the Russell Crowe ones. Not Russell Crowe, the other guy. Russell Crowe's got Australian. Kurt Russell. Was all those Kurt Russell movies he was in. That, you know, those were the ones I was very interested. Strongest Man. I have that one, yeah. That's a favorite here. Both me and Roger, that was one of our first movie dates together. I even have the comic book for that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, they have comic books for everything. I have the Rocky Horror Picture Show comic book. Yeah. I was thinking about reading it for Halloween, because it has all the songs in it, too. I don't know if I'd sing the songs correctly, but I know them all, but because I've seen it, but yeah, it's a Big Trouble in Little. Well, they made a second to it, so that makes sense. Yeah. It's really bad. It's worse than the first one. I'm still trying to get to you. My keyboard is having me drop all the way down to the things. I'm in the area. I just I keep falling when I go to look. Now it wants to work. Good. But yeah, so a live action Disney movies, when they first started making them, I just was like, my kids have watched them, and I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, oh. And I'm like, okay, so maybe you're of the generation too that it's not a thing for you, because we never had an urge to see. I guess what it would be is that I never really had an urge to see comic books made into movies. TV series, yeah, because when I was a kid, going to the movies was a special event until I started making enough money on my own to go all the time. Then I went to the movies all the time because I would go down to Birdcage Theater, which was an indoor multiplex. And I was 16, 17 years old, and I'd ride my bike down there and take my money, and you could buy a ticket to go in and spend the whole day in there. They'd have like the dollar days or whatever, and you just buy 5 or 6 tickets and sit all day and watch movies. And that's what I did during the summer after my parents got a divorce, because there wasn't much else for me to do, because they had big fights about who was paying for my extracurricular activities. So I just ended up never getting to do any extracurriculars again, because I had been in band camp and other types of camps like that, and it all pittered and went. So I spent my summer going to the movies. Okay, here's somewhere here. But yeah, so I just never had it. Now, TV was the thing, because I watched a lot of TV. So the idea of them doing superhero stories on TV would have been, I'd been all for that. Okay, where are you now? Ha! Captain Wrong is one of my favorite movies. The other one is The Overboard. I mean, that one's cool too. We love Overboard here. They made a second one or a remake to that, I think. No. That's where he's the captain on a ship, but his ship's falling apart. And they hire him to do something, right? To take him someplace. He's just hilarious.
Captain Ron?
Yeah. So they hire him, and then he's just so outrageous and does so many weird things, so that at first, because they're this, typical family, outrageous, all these activities he does, they're like, we'll just kill him and get rid of it. Because that's the feeling you get, is they just want to get rid of him at some point in time. And I think they do, and then they get stuck in a storm, and they have some other issues. And it's just a really good adventure movie. And but he's funny, because it's Martin Short. I'm not a big Martin Short guy like you are, and a Don Knotts. I'm not a big Martin Short guy. Same thing with, I prefer Steve Martin, but even some of his stuff I wasn't really all that into for comedy. John Belushi was one of my favorite, but he didn't make a whole lot of movies, so he made Continental Divide. I'm over here. I finally made it. This is where you want? Okay, did you put your stuff down? I would imagine right here would probably, right where you're at, it'd be the best place. Yeah, this is all iron. I don't see coal. Where's the coal? Oh, there's behind us. I see it. Never mind. I didn't see it at first. I don't get. Yeah. So I mean, when you think about movies as a child, so all my movies before I was 16 were on TV. And Disney movies was rare unless you had, they had that show on Sunday nights. It was the Walt Disney World thing. So movies like that were rare that you ever saw them on TV. You'd see the older ones, but you wouldn't see like things from the 1950s, but you weren't going to be seeing anything, or the 1960s, but you weren't going to be seeing all the new stuff in the 1970s. We went and see Bed Knobs and Broomsticks in the drive-in. My dad took us to go see that. We saw that. I can't remember what we saw it with, but I remember us seeing that one, and that was pretty. It was when it came out, so that's one of the older ones. On me? I don't think I have it on me. Let me see. Oh, I do. I have two. Oh, well, I mean, it's better than nothing. Okay, well, I could give you the two I got, and then you only need one. Okay? Do you want my two or no? Okay, there you are. Let me come over here and drop it for you. I'm overly heavy, so. There you go. I dropped that. I dropped it. Well, I dropped it. I don't know. Maybe we're having problems with the server again? Let me see. Nope. Guess it did not go. Let me see. There it goes. Yeah. Let's see when that came out. I'm really curious. So 1971, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks came out. So we went to see it at the drive-in. Yeah. She needs one more now. You got that? Well, then come over here if you got it. I'm heavy, so I'm waiting for you to build the thing so I can teleport someplace or put it in something or do something with it. You got everything you need? Not much patience going on, but yeah, so I mean, I have Disney Plus, so I don't really watch much Disney. I have Disney Plus. Every once in a while I'll get in a mood and I'll go watch, see if there's something on there. We usually on Tuesday, we have our Tuesday night family dinners. We usually watch, if there's something there, we'll watch it. Why? What's he talking about? Well, that's true. There are places like that that had no electric lights for a long time, well into the 1980s, 1990s. I think there's some places in, there's some areas in back mountains where people didn't have running water. Some of the reservations didn't have electricity for a long time either. See? Yep. Places in the world that still don't have the things that you'd want. Alright, so now you have to decide do we want to build a little base? Or do we want just a bunch of beds and shelves here? Beds and storage stuff. we'll have to go find miners. That would be those little fungal dudes, right? I thought you could get some of those in the... Do they still have the weird dungeons that you go in? Okay, but I have to fast travel back to the other place to drop some stuff off, so I'll come back and help build stuff in just a minute. Or move stuff. So are we moving stuff from the one base here? Is that what we're gonna do? Oh, I don't have that one. Hey, love, when did you think about making hamburgers?
We'll do it at 4:20? Or do you want me to make them earlier?
No, you can make them then and I'll eat them later.
Okay.
Because when I'm done streaming here, I'm going to go get something to eat. That's my lunch.
Okay.
And then I'll have dinner later in the evening. So you can just make the hamburgers and we'll put it aside. Because I have to figure out how much they are.
Yep.
Calorie-wise. Calorie-wise! That's what I was having a hard time with. You're a tax master. Get that up and going. Yeah, before the coal, right? For making whatever you needed the coal for to begin with. What did you need? What do we need the coal for? I mean, I know we need coal, but what were we? What was the plan? Yeah, that was it. So we need those furnaces. We need to build those, the special refined ones. Which was level 34, right? 35. So you'll have to build them. So I will... Well... Are you building the big storages or little storage to begin with? Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to come back, and then I'll put wood in them as soon as you get back with making some. Okay? Because it does me no good to put stuff away that we might be able to use here if you're building them. But I was looking to see when the... Okay, so yes. The improved furnace is 34. So I can't make it. Yeah. And you're going to need stone, cement. I have cement, some cement on me. I have 14. And then flame organs. Do you have more cement? We can make more cement, but we need the thing to make it. Right? So we could build one of those here. Since we'll probably have to make, I don't know how many of those you want to make. How many of the furnaces do you want? Okay, so is it the advanced crafting table thingy that the cement's made? Because I just get cement from chests, so from the junk piles. You got cement from the junk piles, but that's where we get them. But you can make it too. I just don't remember where you can make it from. I think it's the advanced crafting table. So I was going to build one of those here. Since we're going to need the cement, we're going to need more than the 14 I have. How many do you have? You need 30 for each furnace. Oh, yeah, that should be enough. Do you have it on you? Yeah, so those are, you're going to have to just teleport, huh? Okay, well, I can come and get some from you. Or are you on your way through the teleporter now? Okay, well, we'll just hang out and wait for you. You can give me half of it and then I'll make some with you. You got the flame organs too? We need... Okay. Yes, we need... Because she said she wanted to wait that, so that's why I was... Oh, okay. So you need 100 stone. We need 100 stone, 30 cement, and 15 flame organs for each of the furnaces you're going to make. How many furnaces did you want to make? Okay, so you have all that stuff that you're bringing with you. Okay. I'm pretty sure you do. Sounds like it. Again, nothing for me to do, so I will go back to the other base and fix my armor. And then go back out, maybe, and scout some more stuff. I didn't find a fast travel over there. Well, that would depend on what you want from your third base. Did you remember that one I did find before it crashed? You said you wanted a big open area. Well, I already found that. So if you go to Small Cove, okay, well that makes sense. So at the there's a, I'll go over there and wait for you, but there's a big giant open field by the Small Cove. Fast travel. Because that's what we talked about last time. Was you wanted a big, huge open field for it. But I have to repair my armor. So let me repair my armor and then I'll jump back over there. And then you can meet me over there when you're done. This is the repair. Right. That's this one, I think. Alright, well, armor's fixed, so that's good. What are you climbing now for? Stop. Because I put a marker on my map, so I'd remember, because we had talked about that you wanted a place that had that was huge. So I'll wait for you over there. And then you can okay it. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Come. This weekend I'm gonna buy my new. Find my new keyboard, I think. So, yeah. I'm gonna get the I think I'm gonna get the white with the flashy, pretty colors and the numlock on it because I need the numlock too. I prefer. It's so hard. I have to lift my keyboard up to my face so I can see the top numbers because I don't have them memorized anymore. I'm like, ugh. I have started these 2 games on the PlayStation that are kind of interesting. Forspoken. Have you guys heard anything about that one? It's by Square Enix. It's rather interesting little game. I can't say if I like it yet though. Yeah. The Gauntlet is interesting to me. So the Gauntlet talks to you, right? Then not Forspoken. So I played this one called Atlas Fallen. Have you guys heard of that one? So Atlas Fallen, you have a gauntlet on your hands that talks to you, right? Well, then I went and played Forspoken because I downloaded both those. They came with the PlayStation Essence. It's because there's Plus, and then there's the middle one, and then there's the top of the tier thing. But I get the middle one, which I think is Essence. So they come with that because I get the whole game catalog, so I can play any of those games I want. So I played Atlas Fallen. Now Atlas Fallen, I went and looked at. He's a review person, but he reviews it like if you were going to play it. So if you are this kind of a player, he looks at it and tells you about it. So he said that it's a good game, but there's something lacking. Like when you watch a movie that sometimes you're like, it was really good, I really enjoyed it, but there was still something lacking. So it wasn't the best movie, you know. And you can't really put your finger on it. Usually for me it's the flow. It doesn't flow well. And you just, okay. It's big and it's open and it's wide, so it should go, your base should go out pretty far. And there's some ore around here too. There's a bit of ore, there's rock. I mean, it's not a lot of all the things, but you told me what you were looking for was more of just the space, not what it could give us. Yeah, it should be enough here. Did you bring yourself some stone? If not, there's stone over here so we can... So at Atlas Fallen, it's a pretty empty world. There's a reason for it, and you're learning it as you go along. But it's pretty empty. It's very has, you know, lots of different terrain. The most interesting part about it is you sand surf on it with the glove. So you slide through like you're, you know, going down a ski slope. So that's pretty cool. But the Gauntlet talks to you. You've seen that one? So the Gauntlet is, I'm pretty sure, an old knight from from before, or he got punished in prison. But he has he's confused because he can't remember. And it has a jolting effect to you when you start the game because you play him, not realizing that you're not him until you've gone through the first, like, it has 3 tutorials until you get through that first tutorial introduction of the game. So it's kind of disjointing in that because all of a sudden you have this one character you're playing, and then you're playing the character that you build, and then you go from that thing, and they're called nameless. They don't have names, and it's a really odd kind of thing. And the fighting is very interesting as well. You have 2 weapons that you bounce between. So the dodging and all that is kind of weird, and it's a lot of one button stuff, so it's okay, but it's not, it's kind of, you just have to learn how to play it. But then I went to Forspoken because that was my other one I downloaded because it looked kind of cool, And then that was also jolting because you start in New York City, but that's not where you're going to end up, is not New York City. And then you go to this fantasy realm, too. And she gets a cuff. Like, it's a big, giant bracelet that also talks to her. So I was like, so I've got these two games that have such similarities, but they're years apart, you know, like 2 years apart from when they were made. The voice for the cuff, though, is very sarcastic and cheeky. English voice. Very dry wit. Whereas the other one for the gauntlet is not. The other one's like a, I'm so confused person, and this is what we need to do, and we need to go here. But the other ones are like, well, when you're done, do you think that we could possibly get some rest? Or something like that. So it's like, oh, this is where you need to run. Yeah, and but I think the two voices fit for what the story is trying to tell you in the process. And I haven't gotten very far into it, you know, like, and I made sure I did it easy. So like it's 3 hours in. I'll probably be playing some more, but I wanted to finish Blacktail first. I beat Blueprints 45 days, so that was good. I was starting to weep. I'm gonna be here forever. I just, like my son said, you just got at a point where he was giving you the wrong rooms. I just couldn't get the right rooms to lay out. The game kept throwing me the stuff I needed, but I just couldn't get the right rooms and enough steps. So what do we want to put here? Well, we're gonna need storage things here too. I don't think I have that one open. Let me see if I have those. Because I could build some too, but I don't know if I did that storage limit. Oh no, I can't get it yet because I'm not 34. I'm not level 34, no. Go level up. Well, I was doing other things, so I'll just be. She is. That's all right. She's the leader of the troop. She gets to be bossy. I'll go find something to kill then, I guess. I have to go back to the other base, though. I still have stuff to dump. I was just, if you were going to be here, I was going to put stuff in here, but that's fine. Well, I can't build a storage thing. The only person that can is Fighter. Fighter's the only one that can do it, so I don't know if Fighter has done it. Where's the other place? It's up here someplace. Oh, there it is. Fighter's there. Fighter for hire. But I thought you might like Forspoken, Ashenda, and Fighter. Because you guys do a lot of Square Enix stuff. Because you do Final Fantasy and stuff. Pals without beds. Let me make some beds for the pals because they're obviously stressed. That's what it says. Do we have a preference where we want those to be built? Okay. That's what I was doing. It says it needs them here. So I'm going to build some bases for beds. What was it? We just want basic straw breads, right? Okay, well let me do how many of the straw breads do we need over here at the coal base? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 7. It says 7 of them, so I'll make 7 of those. We'll get that done. No, that's not one of them. That one's done. Who's the 5th streamer you're seeing? Okay, so there's 3, so we'll get the other ones done. I was just thinking about playing my Palworld over on my Xbox. I can. I'm gonna make these ones first, and then I'll make them. Then I'll bounce over to that other one and make some for you. How can I? Said I could. Said I could. Let me check. Yeah, I just don't have the materials, that's all. Fluffy powder. Wow. But I can make them. I'm pretty sure it's early on. Because it's a quest that you do. Well, it used to be a quest you did that you had to do for your PAL box. Oh, you want not the fluffy. You want the large ones. Oh. Oh. Well, that makes sense why you were asking me. But I was thinking you wanted just the fluffy ones. Sorry. Well, yeah, we can't get those until Fighter gets to 36, because you know he's going to get there soon. If he's not there already. Maybe he's already there. You're pretty close, aren't you? Yeah. Eh. It's a lot of work streaming. I don't know if you'd want to do that. It's easier to make you do it. You have all the stuff for it too. Now. Okay, well those are done. I need 3 more. You can't be too ugly. She married you. I know you're not rich, so it's one or the other, or you're really great in bed, so... And she's laughing, so maybe not. No, it didn't, because he said he was ugly. You married him, so there's got to be some quality for him that you liked, right? Oh. Not really, I think. Well, I know, but I mean, there's things why you loved him. You know, right? Because love isn't all. I mean, let's be realistic. You can love somebody and still not want to be connected forever and ever and ever with that person. Yeah, and respect. And you have to have the respect. Came out funny, yeah. I know. But we're all adults here for the most part. I don't know what yours is. Mine's all adult, so I talk about things like that all the time. It was funny. No, I get it. That's why I'm with firefighters. A lot more things in bed, yes. I was so fighter, not picking any. So I once in my marriage family counseling classes, I had to write a thing about why people get married. That's why I was saying that. You know, there's for women are brought up to believe that the person that you are going to marry should represent the best of what you'd want your children to be. They have to be a good provider, right? Because that's the concept of the time era I come from, is that they have to be a good provider. If they're good looking, that's a plus, of course. But when you're in love, everybody looks good. That's how that works, because that you're in love. Now, if you're not in love when you get married, because a lot of people, get together and they're not really in love. They just want to get together because they have other purposes, like maybe they want to have children, or maybe it would do better if you had two people together than one. That one, I think, is going the wayside, though, because it's kind of more expensive to be married than it is to not be married these days. Your financial aid, it's really hard to do financial aid if you're married. So, right. So, but there are, yes. And then there's also lots of traumatic events that occur in that process of getting divorced as well, feeling wise. But so in the American, which could be different or not different, I only know about American from my studies. So in the American concept of what is acceptable as a mate is a good provider, somebody, then somebody that is reliable. That would be one. And then you said trust and respect, of course, right? And they make you feel important in the space that you share with them. Like, they like having you there, right? And then there were all these extra people, of the people I had to interview people about it. So there's all these other things. So one lady, there's quite a few, I'd have to say, there's a good, I interviewed, because it was an online interview thing I did. So it was 100 couples that I talked to over a period of time. I'd have to say that 25% of them said they have to have a good humor. They have to, have, not that they have to tell jokes, just that they, saw the funniness in life. No, she didn't. Right, and so I was. Somebody had asked me when I did the survey. They're like, women think that men have to. I'm like, I can see that being a thing. I like somebody like that too. I want somebody who can see the joy and the humor in things, because I do some ridiculous things sometimes, and we need to be able to laugh that off. Because if we're not, then you're gonna have more problems than not. I mean, Roger's always telling me, you're a little silly. And he'll shake his head and walk away from me. Be like, you have no idea. Because there's a lot of things I keep in my head, which is probably the best way to do that. Because if you didn't keep it in your head, then, wow, people would really have, or people who already thought you were odd would think you were, like, really odd. Okay, so I got 12 beds here so far. It says we need 15, so I'm working on my last 3. It's giving me levels up, so points, so that works. But I remember my mother telling me that I needed to marry a doctor. That was my mother's goal in my life, was I was going to go to school where doctors and lawyers went, and I needed to marry a doctor. If I couldn't get a doctor, then it would have to be a lawyer. I'm assuming that's what she thought would be the greatest, like when you think about what you need in your life, having a doctor or a lawyer, I guess she thought would be a great thing. Would bring some plus into the family. I was all like, I think a mechanic is a better one, personally. I'm not very... I can put cars together and take them apart. I've worked with quite a few people doing that on even my own car. But I think in the end, it's nice if you could just say, honey, could you please do this for me? Or a computer I always went for people that were good with computers. Yeah, more so than me. I can do software. Oh, for the computer stuff? He was excited. Look, she built me a computer. Well, you and me both once upon a time ago could do that. Cause Walt loves adventures. It's his favorite activity. I did yard work earlier, so yes. Should ask him how his peppers are going. How are your peppers going, Cuz Walt? Cuz Walt likes to plant peppers. Okay, I got them all. Okay, all this. Papaya? Yeah. What's it say? I got 5 peach trees growing. I just planted them in their next set of buckets, pots. And then I'll be putting the next one after that into next year. As we come out of the rain season, they'll have to go one more pot up. I'm hoping I can keep them in pots until we get our own place. And then I can plant them in the ground. Store it. Uh-huh. Cool. Okay. Let's see. We can put this in here. Ammo. I got handgun ammo I don't really need. Yeah. Salsa is his thing. Okay, I got coal in this large container. Keep that for you guys. I'm gonna need a... So there's some coarse ammo in here. Did you guys make, you said you were going to, did you make, okay, crossbows for the combat bow? Compound bow? Where did you put that? Oh, okay, over on the... Okay. I won't take it all, I just use some. Just gonna get some, and then I'm gonna replace my. I don't need that. I have a lot of gold. We have fiber, 173 in this one. Oh. Okay. I'm getting more. Oh, you meant, okay, I see. You're already gone. Is what you meant. Okay, so I can't make any fluffy beds yet. So who did you decide was the best miners? Who's the best miners? What's the next one up? Oh, okay. I was wondering where the memorests were from. Are they a cat-like one? Oh, I don't have one of those. We do have one. We don't have one of those, right? Oh, we do have one. Okay. Did we want to go and get another one? Since they're in the early things? I think they're usually like level 40 though. Oh, we should be able to do that, right? Though our time is coming up soon. That's alright. We're moving stuff. When you move stuff, you don't always get to do that, and that's fine. I'm going to tell you, I know you worry about this a lot, Ashenda, about pleasing your viewers, but I would guess that most of the people who watch you are very happy with what you stream. You could probably, just because, like you said, we looked at what the VODs were, and you had VODs that were at a count of 70, so that means people are coming back to watch you, right? People that you probably don't ever see in your live streams. But then on top of that, in your live streams, most of the people who do come and interact with you enjoy you and stay for a pretty long time. So, I mean, I don't think that you're doing anything that somebody says, well, you know, I mean, every once in a while, I'm sure you're going to come across a game that only a certain people are going to want to watch, right? Because that's how it is with me. There's games I play, and I get way more people to come watch, like No Man's Sky. I do No Man's Sky, I'm probably getting more people watching No Man's Sky. Even if they're not actively ever interested in my live stream, they are watching No Man's Sky. I don't know. I haven't even heard one of those. So there must be are they new creatures? Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense, because I don't... Them things are very weird, the meteor spawns are. Over at the volcano, they do them a lot. I'm trying to get to the thing where we have I need a bird that's got ice, so we can do the volcano more often. Cake, yes, you have to make cake. So you have to, okay, we need flour, we need eggs. So So we need the little guys, the little chicky guys. We need them, and we have to plant wheat stuff, and then we need milk. So we need the little cow guys. I've done the breeding. I just don't breed a lot. I have a breeder on both of my other saves. Unless it's changed. But cake was, yeah, you need a cake and... Yeah, and you have to have quite a big cake. Now, here's I'm hoping Joe would know, but I'm hoping that they changed how that worked, because it used to be, you would need more cake, for certain ones. Okay, so berries is added new. They didn't have berries before. So that tells you how long ago it was that Are you fighting something? A fumble. Fighter's fighting a fumble, right? Well, how come it says am I fighting a fumble? Because I'm not fighting anything. So I must be in an area where there's a fumble. Well, maybe I'll go back and get him in a minute. Because I'm in the air. It says Blundering Klutz. Level 28 fumble. So it must be me. Oh. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. So I'm over here collecting the little green thingies. Right. Well, we need lots of berries. Probably. Well, wait. So if we put one of those the pen in, they'll collect stuff for us. It says Tompat seems to be struggling with their tasks. Oh, I'm not in there. I just saw the notice. Okay, I gotta go see what that's music in my head is from. I don't know where it's at. Why do you fly away? Is there a creature following us? That seems odd. Okay, let's go see where that's at. Where is that at? Nope. Where am I at? I'm really close to us. Why does it come up with a... Oh, there he is. Okay, well, we'll go back and visit him in a minute. I didn't know he was here. So I'm just doing these things at the moment. Where's he at? Come on, you can do this, I swear. I know you can. Oh, yeah. Well, we're gonna need a BB. A B for that. Okay. Okay, so where's Fumble at? Somewhere around here. Whee! No, those are most Sanders. Those aren't Fumble. That isn't a Fumble. I'm in trouble here. Can't get up. Okay, well, we can do this a different way then, because you're pissing me off. Oh, that's what the problem is over there. But I can't. Can I get on you? Because they're coming after me and I'm stuck here. Ah, you bastard. I'm dead. I'm stuck in the water. And my keyboard won't move. So now I'm dying, and my chillet is trying to kill the thing that's trying to kill me. Okay. Well, Chillet did it. Good Chillet. I still think they're so cute to look at. Oh, wait. Where was the pink ones at? Oh. And I crashed. Are you guys still up and running? No. And we crashed. That's alright. It's close to the time, so I'm pretty sure they're going to say they want to end the stream. So I'm just going to end my stream here because I crashed. I'm going to go on hers. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to call it quits here. I'm going to come back later. What time is it? Time is? The time is 3 o'clock. So I'm going to wait for them to jump back on and to say goodbye. But I'm going to call my stream here, and I will be back about 5 o'clock. I'm going to play some Blacktail, I think. So I will catch you all on the flip side. I'm out of here. Peace. Greetings, all. Shardvixen here. Let's talk about rainbows. I don't know if most of you know that rainbows should go from red to magenta. That's because when the prism shines through, the lights, it's like that, right? The red is on the bottom, and then yellow, and in between is where they meet, and that's yellow. Then on that's orange, I mean. Then we're yellow, and then we have blue, and in the middle is green. And then we have blue, and then we have red, actually, but it's seen as magenta because it's the lightest color on the spectrum. And then you have purple right here. And then this goes into red again. If you were stacking rainbows. You don't stack rainbows normally. In nature, they're not stacked. They're just, you can see them as a double rainbow sometimes if you have a strong enough light, but that's rare. So I got these stackable boxes, see, down here, and they didn't start the biggest one the right way. It should have been red. They started yellow. I don't know why, but they did. So it goes through the rainbow. It's all rainbow, but there's no red. There's pink and magenta, but no red. So that's just that odd thing. I'm going to talk about odd things. So here is a strip that I got from a blanket, and I'm keeping it because I'm going to attach it to a journal. I'm thinking I'm going to make a rainbow one though, and then you can close it, and it will make a close for your journal. Last one I used was a belt because I saw somebody use a belt, and it turned out really well. And I'll probably use belts again, but I like the idea of being able to paint them and come up with your own stuff that you've recycled. Okay, so I'm cleaning off my painting table. I love this paper. I wrinkled it purposely, and then we're going to paint it. I just love this. I just love the sound and the feel. It's already got gold on it. I think I'm going to do black and green to go with my other. But I have a lot, so I don't know. So that's one of the paints I want to do. It's already, yeah, it looks like I used it as a backdrop for my green and gold, so maybe I'll add some black to it. I love that sound though. But yeah, I'm cleaning. This makes great circles, or put your paintbrush on. You do not have to. Here's another paper towel that's already started with colors, and then I can add more colors as I clean. And then when you're all done with it, maybe I'll show you what I do with them. I make paper with them. Oh, I make paper with everything. So that's what I'm doing, is sorting my paper right now and cleaning this table, because I would like to paint some soon, so I'm trying to get this all clean. So I got this. I've had it for a while. It's cord. It's paper, it's hemp cord. I'm going to make something for the parrots with it, I think. But also, I got it to use in my painting stuff. So, I don't know where I'm going to put it, though. I buy stuff, and then I don't know where I'm going to put it. All right, so we've cleaned that area off. Underneath here is more paint. Shh, don't tell anybody I got too much paint. My daughter just bought me new paint. So, I want to make a bookmark with this. So, we're keeping that one. I think I'm going to keep this as a scrap. We'll see what comes of it. Same thing with this. I love this color. So I might make that into this bookmark here. And we could do an overlap or something. That'd be cool. I don't know. I can't remember to tell you if this is going in. This is a textural thing. So I use it. Put it over here in my textural pile. Okay. So then these are excess. These are extra papers. Of the green and brown. So if I want to do another green and brown, green and silver, that's from Ashenda's. This one, this is a scrapbook piece of paper. We'll stick it here for now. These are extras. These are already been done. Sometimes I do. Oh, I already did this. Let's see. See these designs on here? Those are patterns that you iron off. And I wondered how they would do painted. They kind of show up, but not enough. And I've got, this is an extra paper. This is cleaner paper. So these are cleaner papers where I roll stuff out. And then I decide if I'm going to use it or not. For paper. You know, you can never have enough paper. Well, actually, I've been told you can have enough paper, but... So that's down here. I need some more matte medium. It doesn't want to stay there. These are recycled things. My mother used to send these to me all the time so she could help with the landfill. It's fine because I can use them, but I have lots of them and they're very old, so they crack very easily. I have a whole pile of it. Oh, I missed. This. I found scissors. I have a lot of scissors. People give me scissors. People buy me scissors. I have enough scissors, I guess. Can't have enough of anything because eventually you'll need it all. Okay, so this is for one of my projects. I haven't decided which one I'm using yet. To make branches on it, to have it stand out. But I haven't figured out which one I'm using it for yet. So we need to put that someplace else. I think we'll put it over here. This is a project I was doing to make stamps. It's supposed to be a bat. I don't know if it's a bat. That goes there. I have a few more of those I was making, like this one. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe there. Okay, so I'm going to make a pile of these because they're going to be going someplace else. Not here. More